working on. It's a ghost arc. As you can see, the front, these guys are warriors. This guy's like sort of transporting these guys in there. This thing can get built two different ways. See, there's the way it's on the front. It's the ghost arc, and how it's called. You can also build it as a Doomsday arc, which the Doomsday arc is a huge cannon. Oh, excuse me. Instead of the warriors that it's taken with it. I watched a video about from IDIC Beer. He's a Necron guy, and basically he's magnetized all of these guns on here, so you can take them off, and he says it's better for storage. Also, he basically has it built a simple way, like built all this way, where he can take out the warriors and replace it with the cannon to basically just make it, switch it back and forth. The only thing that's different, the easy way, quote unquote easy way, is this here is not, basically they're the same way. These just stay up like this. They don't flip down like this one does. I'm totally fine with that. I think people are probably fine with that. But yeah, you can see the warriors when they're lined up. They're riding in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this thing out of the box. I did slice it open just to make it so I didn't have to slice my finger on the camera. Shows all the different ways to build it. Yeah, the yellow is the current spot to glue. The blue is different variants than what you're working on next, I think. Or like kind of like showing, yeah, this is after it's done. This kind of feels like what they're doing. Where does it switch from? Here we go. This is where we get to pick which one to build. So we're basically going to build it this way, but we're magnetizing it so we can take out the gun and replace the warriors with the gun. I'm going to have to rewatch that video to see what all I can put together and what's the best way to paint this thing, because if you see, it's a pain in the butt to get inside of this yeah, I'm going to see what he does. I think this piece is magnetized as well, because that comes off whenever the gun's in there. I'm waiting on some magnets. I have some of them, but I'm waiting on some more. The smallest ones for the guns, because basically where this is showing these get glued on, where it's showing these get glued on here, we're going to be putting magnets in each one of these spots, and then those magnets will be magnets put in the bottom of this for these to go onto. Another thing is in Warhammer, I don't know about in one-page rules yet, because I haven't done any vehicles. But man, I keep going. I'm gonna have to go get a coffee or something. With one-page rules, with Warhammer, I mean, I guess on vehicles, different guns will take damage. So I don't know if you shoot at guns or how that works yet. I haven't gone down that rabbit hole with the gaming side of it yet. But basically, you can lose weapons. So with these magnetized, it makes the game better anyway because you can take off guns. It makes more sense because you can aim them different directions. You can take them off for storage. There's all kinds of different things with that. So we're definitely going to magnetize this bad boy. And as if you see here, let's see if this will show. I'll just pull this piece out. I'm not going to start cutting stuff out yet, but if you look in here, you can see there's a little, once we glue these two pieces together, there'll be like a little spot. That spot's where it would have got glued up to this piece in here. We're going to fill this in with green stuff, which I have ordered because I can't find my green stuff container. But basically, green stuff is like tape. It's like clay, and not clay, but yeah, think of it like clay, and it's sort of like this. Like this is the sticky tack. But imagine like there's the green stuff. If you've ever seen it, it has a yellow piece, and then there's a blue piece, and once they're connected. And once you knead them together, they become like hard after they go together. So basically, you knead that together. You put it in the end of here, which gives you a spot to glue in a magnet. You put a magnet on the other side. Bam, that's a magnetized gun. I did not really get into watching the piece for magnetizing the warriors yet, but each one of them can be magnetized individually. It's just literally a I have this little pin vise. That's it, just like a little drill bit. You can do by hand. I have a bigger drill bit. So I needed like a 2mm. Because some of them are 5mm. Some of them, the ones that I'm waiting on are 2mm by 1mm. So they are very small magnets. Alright. Yeah, and my lighting, I don't know how it's going to look for the lighting. But let's just look through the book first. So yeah, we'll be magnetizing that. I think all these will end up glued together because it stays together like that. You just take out the this will be magnetized in that section. Yeah, and see, when you build the Doomsday Ark the regular way, because they want you to buy two, like to be able to use it. But sometimes you're going to use it for transport, sometimes you're going to use it as just a big ass cannon. So you can't do both, and they don't make it so it's easy to switch. So that's why you got to do it yourself. So I don't think we're ending up building any of this stuff in the back. But here we go. So here's some stats on it. So if it's I'm not even sure what these stats mean for, like I said, these are a little bit, I mean, I know what some of these are, movement, distance, attack, and those types of things. I don't know what these, A+, moisture, I don't know what that is. Yeah, I guess these are all the guns on this guy. I guess even the Doomsday guy still has guns. The Ghost Ark. This is the one that transports them. And those are. Is that what it says it's in? About 2 of those and 1 of these. So there's 2 of these exact same thing. Let's double check. There's one of them. One. That's number 2. That's that piece. Everything looks good and intact. That thing's gonna be pretty big. You see that? Damn. That might be the biggest Warhammer thing I have. I guess it comes with a clear base since it flies. Well, that's weird looking through the. Ooh. Just transfer sheet. That's a rabbit hole I haven't even been down yet, is how to add those on. So, well, what does it say to start? Because let's just start with, I like doing piece by piece. I don't like having everything cut out. So, let's do this. Alright. Here's the first snip. See if I can get it on camera. So it lined up nice and straight. You do have to like take your time and do some trimming and well, not trimming, yeah, I guess trimming and a little bit of filing and sanding to get all the mold lines off. Hey, look at that. Piece number 1 is out. And you see that edge. We have to go around this edge and clean this stuff up. Here comes the old man stuff. I should make it so I can see chat in case anybody says anything. Anybody out there? Dude, that's a crazy mold line. It's not supposed to be there, right? Jesus. Can you even see this fucking, pardon my French? So, you can, I don't know if you can see, when I say by mold lines, focus. See that edge of that? Oh, come on. The edge of all them things. Right down the center of these. to stay on camera, but gotta get all close. Pretty good. That seems pretty good. Alright. On to the next piece. Yeah, when you cut these, you want to basically keep these. If you see, these things are really flat, so you want to keep that flat edge as close to the plastic as you can. Normally, sometimes I find cutting away from it some is better, because then you could work on getting closer to the actual part after the fact. Just sand this one down to where it needs to be. You see, I'm just using a nail file that's kind of wore out. That's pretty good. now a little bit. I just wanted to I'd get it so it's basically just not there after it gets primed. Doesn't need to look perfect right this second, just needs to not have any. I'd rather not, I'd rather be a little dimple there than to sand this and cause that edge to get less sharp. That's just me, I guess. I don't know if Necrons are my favorite, but I bought the Indomitus box way back, and the Command box the same year, and basically tried to get into 40K. I just happened to want to expand that group, mainly because my Space Marine army, it's hard to see with that color, but that's Iron Father Pharaohs. I don't know why it's not focusing. Light's not too good once I get real close, but I just wanted to and I only have Space Marines just because they come with every freaking starter box. But I like Necrons. I've always liked this ship too, so I guess they're not necessarily my favorite, but they're I like their vibe. I don't even know if I have any of my other ones down here. I have a bunch upstairs. My son and I have been trying to learn one-page rules. Obviously, this is a 40K model, but we've been playing one-page rules. I just feel like it's a little bit easier for us to get into, especially my son being 11. Now that we're starting to get the vibe of the actual gameplay. We'll probably start playing some 40K as well. I actually just bought this too. The Hive Storm box. So that's kind of what I really like, the Games Workshop terrain. So that's kind of why I bought that box. I don't know why that guy had that on the shelf still, because it came out like a year ago. But that's the heaviest Warhammer box I've ever felt. So, and I don't mind that. At least you're getting something for your money. It's a lot of money. But yeah, anybody in the chat, do you play 40K? I'm very new to playing war games. But like I said, I'm trying to do the one-page rules, which I feel like is really good to just sort of break in to just the whole war gaming. situation. I don't know if you keep hearing that. My work computer's blowing up. Something must be happening. Teams chats beeping. So yeah, as of right now, I'm basically just going through building this. My plan is to use the IDIC beer channel's video on how to magnetize this thing. I'm just going to take my time to get everything cleaned up because the green stuff I ordered, because I can't find my green stuff. The green stuff I ordered is on, won't be here till Tuesday for some reason. So, got anything else on this guy? Yeah, here we go. Some of the stuff that's way at the bottom I'm not going to worry about, but I still clean it up pretty good because it'll piss me off if it's there after. What's your yeah, the rules are wild. And interestingly, one of the places near us, they have people that play every Saturday, and they're pretty cool. Like it's the guys are pretty cool. They play 40K. They were playing 40K this weekend. They had a tournament. I went and hung out for a little bit. That's when I bought this. I was going to buy an Orc Combat Patrol, but I'm going to wait to see what happens with the 11th edition starter sets. Yeah, the rules are rough. If you really like 40K, I would suggest trying the one-page rules. It's pretty chill. But it's one of those. It's less. So like once you're used to 40K, some people really like that whole the complexity. But what I was going to say about the place I was just at, they had a tournament, and I'm the type of person I'm an IT guy, and I just have a bad problem with not necessarily doubting myself, but like overthinking stuff, like thinking I don't know enough about stuff and all that kind of thing. Meanwhile, then I'll end up sitting in a meeting realizing I know way more than all the people around me, sort of situation. And basically, when I was talking to this one gentleman, he's like, "Yeah, most people here, everybody knows the rules, like to a certain extent, but everybody like there's certain rules that changed. For example, this guy I was talking to played in 8th edition, and he's moving on. Like he doesn't even play 40K now. He just plays like I forget what he said. He plays Malifaux or one of the other. I heard of Malifaux. I never really played it, but it's just like they basically changed some rules in 10th edition, specifically for what the heck? Specifically for like terrain where like ruins, which like I'm watching it, doesn't even make sense. I'm watching them play and like how the ruins are, basically go infinite to the sky. It just like doesn't make sense. I guess I don't know what I don't know. They must have had something in the game that was super powerful that they had to add. That ruins are like infinitely blocking, even though you can see right through them, sort of deal. But he's just like, yeah, a lot of people just don't even play with that rule. Obviously, during a tournament, they kind of have to do that, but they're stick with the rules, I guess. But I think this was just like a local thing. I don't think it was anything official. Yeah, I'm trying to get into it with my son though. It's pretty cool. I do like all the painting. But you can see though, like I end up going I'll end up washing this. I take out everything right before I paint or prime. I take up in the sink and clean it. I think I'm gonna make a nice little short about like wife walks in the into the kitchen, and it looks like I'm doing dishes, but she comes around and I'm just cleaning Warhammer models before I paint them. I think's funny. I'm sure that's not an uncommon scenario. I lost a lot of weight, so I don't really sweat as much as I used to, but just the oils on your fingers are just not good for paint. Man, this is one of the ones I should have cut off long, probably. Pretty smooth, it's pretty smooth. Pretty smooth, pretty smooth. So. Yeah, I don't even know if we'll barely even see these things. Those are like hella spines on there. I think that's good enough for what that is. Nikes. If I don't do this, I'll see it after the fact, and I will just be annoyed. The gentleman I watched the video on, he did say cleaning all this stuff off is going to take about 5 hours. That's how long it took him. And he makes videos doing this for a living. So, this may be several days of streaming to get this done. Just to get this part done. And then, after watching his video 30 times, because that's how my brain works, then we'll start actually magnetizing this thing. But I also have parts still that I'm waiting for. Magnets and the green stuff. Alright, that looks pretty good. Number 32. Where's this piece at? 32. $35, $33, $29, $47, $37, $36. $41, $42, right? 42, 41. And then let me pull this video up. Yeah, the additions are crazy. Like, it's so hard to keep up with. And so that's the one thing that was keeping me from playing, was not knowing, just not realizing what I don't even know how to explain it. Like, just I couldn't it was hard to wrap my brain around the rules, and then the rules changed while I like was in the middle of building everything. So it was like, yeah, it was just very wild. But yeah, hopefully with I heard rumors that 11th edition starter set is going to be there's 11th out. It's 10th right now, right? I think it's 10th right now. But yeah, the 11th edition starter set, their rumors are going to be it's going to be orcs. That's kind of why I kind of want to do orcs, but they're very expensive. Like like money expensive. Um, pull that video up. See.
Take
But
all
we're
your options,
probably getting a 3D
and
printer
then
for
at the
Christmas.
start of the game, you then draw your kill team from that. So you've not got to make a kind of roster beforehand, and that kind of makes sense. These are meant to
I
be,
think I am going to play probably a lot more of
strike forces that are specialised in taking out a specific foe. So it kind of makes sense.
Calm down, buddy. YouTube. I like the one-page rule stuff. I bought the Broken Truth starter set, which doesn't release till like May next year. That comes with the one-page rules version of Necrons. It's Robot Legion. So, and it comes with a lot of models. So, for playing at home, and the fact that you're going to be able to buy that in stores, I think is going to make it. I feel like right now, when you go into the hobby store, like if you run into a shop that you can play games, like you can go in and just hang out and play D&D. And obviously, yeah, you can buy books and stuff for D&D, but like most people that go in there, maybe they'll buy a $5 like miniature or something. You know, they're probably not going to buy Warhammer stuff, and everything else for D&D is cheap. So it feels odd to me to go into some of these stores and feel like when you mention something like one-page rules or like 3D printing, kind of in general, it's sometimes got a weird vibe. That seems to have shifted a lot because the guys I was talking to, yeah, the Warhammer guys, they want Warhammer models, and to be honest, somehow now that I have some, I don't necessarily want them to become worth less necessarily. So that's kind of a selfish thing probably for me. But the fact that I could buy an army, like a huge army of STL files in over like a weekend, basically pump an army out, is pretty awesome to me, to be honest with you. So that's pretty much where I'm at. I'm going to keep playing these games. I like the different games, but yeah, I think I'm definitely going to be moving into the side of just play all the kinds of stuff. And like I said, what I was getting at is I hopefully with this Broken Truth one-page rules box, with that box, it comes with a lot of stuff. And if they can get that into stores, to make it less of a stigma to play different roles with your 40K miniatures. I mean, they are toys and they're very expensive, so we probably should do whatever we want with them without feeling weird, to be honest with you. But I also think people are very open to playing different stuff. So, and at the same time, like you go to a store, I mean, if you look at something like my paint, like I got, that's just some of it. There's so much paint, and no matter what miniature you buy, you gotta get the damn paint. So it's like, I don't really get what the Alright, all this is a webcam on a tripod. Yeah, so I'm not sure what to say about that. But yeah, I have armies though. I've basically one-page rules. You can make a 1,000 point army with like it just takes way less miniatures. So even if you did it with 40K models, it's way less miniatures. It is a lot more simple though, but they have all these advanced rules you can add. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I keep talking. I keep not pulling this video up. I don't really stream very much either. And this is something kind of new. I'm trying to think about doing this pretty regular, like as I'm building stuff or painting stuff or whatever. Playing video games, whatever the hell's going on. Been playing Battlefield 6 lately. Looks like all the Christmas stuff for Warhammer's coming out. Where's my video? History. Fully magnetized. Is that the old one? Oh, that's the old one. I'm not doing that one. We're doing easy way.
Today I'm going to show you how to magnetize a ghost art into a Doomsday art the easy way, including the warriors inside the ghost art. And it's coming right up.
Necrons!
Next speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, today we are going to magnetize this ghost art into a Doomsday art. I previously made a magnetizing video on how to fully magnetize this miniature, but today I'm going to show you an easier way to do it. However, the first job is the boring job, and that is to cut all of the pieces off with a sprue and clean up all of the mould lines. Just use a knife to scrape off all of the mould lines. This does take quite a long time. It took me 5 hours to remove all of the mould lines.
5 hours, that's insane.
Because when you paint the miniature, you won't see those mould lines, and it will just look so much better. Once you've completed this job, you are ready to start gluing the fun bit. So we're going to glue the back section together. I have left the driver out, that includes the seat, and the driver itself I've not glued together at all because it's going to be easier to paint him than build him after I've painted him. I've also left off the sections which go over that segment because again it's going to be really difficult to get the paintbrush in. I glued the spines together, the warriors, the big gun and the Gauss players, and we're ready to magnetize.
Holy smokes. Oh, where's my phone at? Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna go grab my phone so I can log into my Twitch thing, so I can actually chat and post stuff. I think I'm gonna make a coffee too. Um, yeah, I bought a bunch. I have all the stuff. I bought like multiple sets because I can never decide what I was gonna paint. Um, One nice thing is I found, I don't know what kind of paint you have. I really like the colors of the Citadel paints, but man, they suck. I just hate the paint pots and stuff. But the whatchamacallit, the Pro Acryl is pretty nice. I ended up buying Citadel stuff though for some reason. I'm just an idiot. just for some reason, I just like the paint. Um, at least when it's brand new, I guess. I do like dropper bottles better, so I need to start switching to that. But the last two paints I bought were actually I bought contrast paint, so I take that. That's really not fair. They definitely have probably the better contrast paints. Um, because I have these guys. Just started painting these guys. It's hard to see they're basically like I, they're black, then zenithal. It was all they were. The top was all white, so I'm kind of surprised how dark that is. That whatever the hell I use, that's some dark. But if you look at that, it looks cool. I think that looks super cool how the purples show up in the creases. The only problem is these. It's hard to see that. But these guys are I use purple Nagaroth Knight for that. This guy's still not done. I just sort of just switched to colors. These guys were all black. Um, I did black because I was gonna do Iron Hands, and I did black with dry brush of I think Lead Belcher or something, and I really liked it. But then it was just like too plain for me, so I wanted to spice it up some. So I just literally just painted everything purple, and I tossed into AI actually. And speaking of that, if you want an army build, ChatGPT for army building is insane. I tossed into ChatGPT, or no, I don't know if it was ChatGPT. I don't know. I just bound. I use whatever at the moment, and all I typed in was, what kind of Space Marine army can I build with the command box and the Indominus box? In the info, it's because that's what I own. I basically up until I bought this, I owned command patrol, like the command box, not command combat patrol, but there was a command edition starter set, and I bought the Indominus one. That way, I had two pretty mediocre. But I basically had a bunch of Space Marines and a bunch of Necron models. Um, and since then, the only thing I've added is I bought the Iron Father Pharaohs because I'm basically gonna brand mine, even though it's different color. Or not black. I'm gonna brand mine as Iron Hands. I think just because I like this guy is cool as shit. Like I love this dude. He's cool, and he's literally like you have to play as Iron Hands. I think to use him at Warhammer, which again is lame as shit, and why he'll probably get as much play in one page rolls with us as anything. Um, I do want to get into Kill Team. I have right on the other side of this wall. We're gonna set up I have if you see this desk, I have another bigger desk like this. Um, it's gonna be it's deeper. It's like It's about 3 feet wide, 6 feet deep. Or 6 feet. 3 feet deep, 6 feet wide. I think we're gonna play on that for a while until we like sort of outgrow it, and then I can put a topper with like a 4 foot top and just put it on top of that desk because that desk is very heavy. Has some drawers. You can sit up close because it's like an executive desk, so it's like how this desk is basically like it goes back like this far in the desk. So like both sides of the desk you can sit up next to like a desk. So it's like nice if you want to sit down, you can get up next to it without being like your knees bumping against the thing. Just like if you're an executive, it's for people to be able to work on shit in front of you. Not that I'm an executive, it just I was unloading an office, and that stuff went with us because it was going to get thrown away. So I have a desk. So I think we are going to start streaming some of that, just as we do as we learn. My son wants to start streaming anyway. He's been making all kinds of YouTube videos and getting strikes because he's he's not old enough. So now he started doing other stuff where it doesn't show how old he is. I don't know, but I'm gonna start doing some streaming with him, video games and everything, I think. But yeah, let me go. I'm gonna go make a coffee. I'll be right back. How do I mute this? I'll leave this camera up so people can see. This is basically the step we're on. Alright. Yeah, I'll be right back grabbing a coffee. back. I'm back, I mean. Alright, so where's my camera? What the heck? Yeah. Trying to fix my camera. There we go. What the hell? There we go. No, what's up with that? Alright. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, that's cool, man. Like, tournaments are, man, that's like a lot. That's a lot for me. These guys have been playing, or talking with, I haven't even played yet. I'll probably play next week. But they're pretty chill. They seem pretty chill. So that's all you can really ask for. Some chill ass people. All right, so. Hang tight. Hey, how's it going? I'm trying to fix my chat. My chat is pissing me off. Okay. Oh, and the video I'm going to use. this. That's what I'm basically. Oops. I'm gonna use that video to magnetize this bad boy. Basically, the plan for this stream, I guess. But what I'm pulling it up for, I want to see what all I can glue now.
Guys, however, there's a few things I just want to say here before we start magnetizing. First of all, it's fine. I just want to point out to you that when you actually glue these together,
Looks like I can glue the
they
back
glue in
on.
a particular way. So there's like one way is flush, and the other way it just doesn't sit quite right. So be careful when you eventually start gluing these.
Sorry if you guys can hear that.
Yeah. And the reason for that is
Probably playing through my.
my Gauss flayers on this furniture. Now you don't have to magnetise these flayers for this particular build, but
It's
I personally find it's really useful.
The painting is crazy. The painting is crazy. I will show. Oh, where's the one? I mean, this guy's pretty cool, but I have one that has a pretty awesome shield that I took a long time. It's like hard to see. It's this guy. He's pretty sweet. I like him. He's still not even done. He still needs highlights and all kinds of stuff, but yeah, lots of jump cuts. That's exactly right. They aren't doing nothing. And as you get older, like myself, like basically I got these. I can't use these for reading. They're too strong for reading. They're 3.25. And when you have these bad boys on and you're looking, you can see pretty good. It's like it's good. It's fine. And then basically if you watch a few videos on some tips and tricks, it's oddly satisfying painting them. I didn't think I would like it. To be honest, I like that part more. Like I was saying before, I haven't even barely played the game yet. But yeah, it looks like I can definitely glue these things together. So we might just do that now as we go. I'm trying to see what he showed. He basically had a big pile of stuff. What all in the pile was?
We're going to glue the back section together. I have left the
Yeah, these guys, they are little. Here's though, this is interesting. So, you know if you go to like a little mini store, Warhammer miniatures are huge compared to these things. So this is a D&D mini. And then that's a Warhammer. That's a D&D little, whatever that guy's called, a tabaxi or something. It's my son's. So I have that with a zenithal. And see how I have that painted right now? Basically, it's dark gray. And if you look at it from the top, it basically has a white from the top. And then if you use a paint like, well, basically they have contrast paints that you can see through them. If you would paint this all one color with that contrast paint, that's like cheat mode automatically. Like that's a big cheat. Well, I mean it's a good cheat. If you look at this guy, I don't know if you can see the colors. It's like hard to see the colors, but basically he's got like he was mostly white. He was basically as white as that gun is, or whatever color that gun is. And then I coated him with the. I wish you could see it better. There you can see the purple there. But there's all kinds of highlights all over him from how that stuff works. So basically, this guy's, once you add some other paint, it's sort of like, it looks more complicated than it is. But yeah, some of them are very small. Like also, like there's still some that are faces. That's a whole nother. When you get into small, the faces get a little crazy. Rolled on myself in the coffee. I think this thing's looking pretty good. I don't know if it's best practice to put glue on both sides for something like this, something big. Or probably just need to put it on one. This thing's huge though. This is insane how probably just gonna dry. Let's glop them together. I do not like gaps, so I'll hold on to this bad boy for a minute. This one's stuck together. Put some more glue up there. Probably start to dry. I do not like gaps. Some of these springy spots, I don't know if it's hard to, I need to get the light better for this. Oh, nope, still pulling apart. Sorry if I'm not talking, like, just try to like making sure this thing's, I've never worked on one this big before, so it's Not stressful, but that's looking pretty. Oh shit! Shoot! Trying to keep us kid friendly. I can. Don't see any extra stuff sticking out. No gaps. There's little gaps here. Let's fix that. I think there's a seat that goes here anyway. It's not like people will see down here, but guess what? I'll know. And be annoyed. Oh, you can't even see it, but as soon as I squeezed at it, like the literal gap is gone. Yeah, the color scheme, that's another thing I was like stuck on. Like the whole thing is the colors, you still paint it whatever you want. I don't even think that's what, like, even the guys at the like place I was at, they're as long as you have the right characters or whatever, like the right models, it doesn't matter. You could run all red, Iron Hands, basically. There's no, like, actual rule saying you have to be this color. It's more, I think, the models, which is what's annoying to me, because that basically makes wargaming pay to win, which I freaking hate in video games. So, and I don't have money to buy all this stuff all the time. I like, and luckily it's fun, so I end up buying it. But yeah, you're right. There is like 20 videos on all kinds of different people painting stuff. And about every year, a different thing will come out because some of the same people are getting painted, and then there's like new paints. Like I said, like the contrast stuff. So yeah, you kind of just gotta do your own thing. I just like, the main thing I like to do is just make sure I don't have stuff on the model that's not painted, if that makes sense. Or so it's like, for example, this guy. If let's see, if basically these arms, including these hoses and stuff, you can't see, like these these arms on the back of him, if they were all just purple without any different, like, that's the one thing I like to do. I like to try and have like pieces, at least just put colors on stuff. Like, you don't have to do anything crazy. Like, you make it just put a little bit of brown on his thing. Like, that's not even, doesn't even have highlights on it, but it just looks way better than just it being purple still. I guess that's sort of what I was trying to say. Is I like just having different, and that's all it takes is just literally paint by color, and you'll make it look good. It doesn't need to be like edge highlight crazy fools. Like some of these people do edge highlighting, like the box art. Like, look at this thing. Oh, you can't even see it. It barely, you can barely even see it in that picture because of that. Let's see if it'll focus. Look at the edge highlights on all those, like that green edge everywhere. Like, that's crazy. Now, what I'm probably gonna do is paint this thing black. And I like the green. I like the black and green. My guys, I might repaint my whole army because painting Necrons isn't that bad. And I have 5 guys that are just primed. My big guys are all primed. Like, just primed. I have the Necron, like the Scorpions, the 3 that are dudes with like blades for arms. Those guys are mostly painted, but the boss guy for that, like the leader, he's not painted. Let's see, is this thing looking pretty good? So yeah, so I don't know if you guys are familiar with this model or not, but basically this spot right here is what's going to get a bunch of green stuff in it, and the bottom piece I think is always going to be there, where the ribs are going to go up like how this is. So this will be sitting there with the ribs up. But what's gonna get magnetized is these warriors are gonna be able to come out, and then I'll be able to just stick the gun right on that. And then basically this will all just stay the same, except for this piece will come off magnetized. All the guns are magnetized as part of this project. And then, yeah, this basically, it's not gonna, if you build it as a ghost arc or as the Doomsday arc, see how it's upside down? The ribs go upside down and then the gun's at the bottom. We're basically just going to be building it the other way, but then magnetizing the gun to replace the guys. And seems like that's probably, I'm sure all the guys I would play with would be totally fine with that. And for however much, it's like $70. I think it's like $69. It's huge though. For what you get, it's like a big ass thing. So it's gonna be cool having this with the rest of my guys like set up in, like I'm gonna set up my basement with I already have like a china cupboard basically, like an old school looking china cupboard that I'm gonna set up with LEDs and stuff in it. But yeah, so the other thing we're not gonna build, because this, what time is it now? 8:30. I'm just gonna keep cutting out pieces tonight. But we only have to build. We can only build so much because even these, where the guy is, we're gonna be gluing at him. Some of this we're gonna be painting in sub-assemblies because there's no way we can paint all those different arms in between all the different ones. I'm just gonna dry brush them all separate and then put them together. I just don't want to accidentally glue anything. Before I'm supposed to. Basically. I don't want to glue something that's going to be magnetized. So let me play this video for a second.
It does take quite a long time. It took me 5 hours to remove all of the mold lines from my miniature, but it's worth it because when you paint the miniature,
sorry, I'm watching this. I don't know if you can hear it or not.
So much better. Once you've completed this job, you are ready to start gluing the fun bit. So we're going to glue the back section together. I have left the driver out, that includes the seat, and the driver itself I've not glued together at all.
Okay, so we can basically do everything but the seat. So let's just keep moving along. Let's get this. What's this stuff? Do this. Oh, yeah, I was looking for that piece. What's 32 at? So this is the problem. Once your eyes go bad, you can't even see the numbers to know what's what on here. 32. Is this on the other page? Or not the other page, the other. Sorry, I got the old man specs. Damn, 70. What the frick? Holy confusing. $32 and $51. It almost can't be on this because that's its own. That's like its own thing. All right, 51. That's one of them. 33. 32. Bam. Look at this little guy. That's who I was looking for. A little son of a gun. I will say though, this part I don't know why, but I love it. Not necessarily getting the mold lines, but like cutting all these out. I remember being a little kid, and I don't know if I ever actually had Warhammer stuff, but holy crap, I hope I didn't, because I would have just twisted these things out like nothing's going on, and that right now would hurt my brain, because you definitely got to be more careful than that. So 32. We're going to cut 51 right now. Ow. Just pinched myself. Sometimes it's better to cut different angles depending on what you're cutting off. Let's clean that guy out. And Mr. 32 up here. Okay, so take a look at this guy. That's perfect. Yeah, it's kind of exciting. My son's enjoying this because, yeah, we play video games and stuff together. But playing like tabletop games is a whole nother thing. And the fact that he's already like getting excited. Like I'm talking like he knows whenever he rolls well, which is cool because he just catches on to stuff pretty well, which is definitely cool. Where's my... Yeah, mold lines are not your friend. Oh, shoot. I do have an actual mold line remover, but... Look at this. You're not going to be able to see that, but... There's a freaking mold line the whole way around that ball. That's hard to see. But basically, the whole way down the spine of this thing, the whole way around here is a freaking mold line. These freaking guys. But, to get rid of it, if you don't know how, you can just take a razor blade and just scrape it real lightly. I just scrape it with the back of the razor, or not with the actual blade, but scrape it backwards. And it'll pretty much clean that right off. At least right off enough that you won't see it in a... You won't see it after it's primed. That's good. Now, this guy. Hey man, nice talking to you too. Like I said, I'm gonna try. My son and I are just. I'm just gonna start going live, I guess, and while I'm messing with stuff. Better to talk to people. More fun talking to people while you're doing this stuff. Otherwise, I'd be. I normally toss on Star Trek or something, or I'm trying to watch some Star Trek just to. I never really watched it when I was younger. But yeah, nice talking to you. You have a good night. I need to figure out the camera better. It's hard to me to actually show you this as I'm doing it anyway, but don't mind my nails are all jacked up too. Got some paint speckles on them. Trying to keep these nice and tight, nice and sharp edges. That way whenever you dry brush it gets a nice clean line on it. What do we got? One more guy with some mold lines. He's breaking mold lines, man. They're the bane of everybody. Are they going up these freaking things? Can't tell. They better not be. I think they're only on the back side of this. Alright, so there's that. Let's glue in the next one. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay, so this piece, this piece, this piece. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? This is how you glue this shit on? Holy sh! What the? Why would they not? So, I don't know if anybody can see this. Do you see? So, like, there's three things these go on that are right there. They are literally just, you gotta hold it on there. Holy smokes. Let's save this a little bit. Damn, I can't believe this. This thing. Yeah, like this one, jeez. it's nice and tight. Alright. There goes nothing. I'm going to be sitting there for a second. Got a gap wanting to form. Good. Alright, so this part's gonna be interesting. Basically need to line this up. I think I got it. Dude, that is kind of a bitch. What the hell's wrong with them? Like, freehanding. What are we freehanding shit for? I need to let that just cook away. Sorry, anybody just joined, I just glued this piece on. And it just literally just gets touched to that. So it's just literally just sitting there. I'm waiting for the plastic. Basically this stuff here, for anybody who's not familiar, this is basically this is plastic cement, which basically what it does is when you put it on this type of plastic, it basically melts it. So right now these two pieces are basically getting fused together. So when it's done like solidifying, this will basically just be one piece now. Same with up here. Can't really see, but and you can see too, like you can't see on that one. There was a couple spots where I squeezed it. Might have been down on the bottom. Like this section here needs sanded just to smooth it out. There was a couple spots where I squeezed it where if you put a lot of glue, when you squeeze it, it'll actually like push out some plastic that's in there. But look, that's pretty solid now. Yeah, and all those are just like melted to each other. And some moves a little bit though. That's what I don't like. Maybe after time it'll. Sometimes what I find is I'll go back and just dab, just let it capillary action. Just suck in a little bit to each one of those just to let it soften it up and sort of like adjust itself. I need like a little way to hold this up. I want to keep it up vertical so that thing can keep drying or whatever, not drying, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what they call that. This stuff's pretty legit though. Yeah, Tamiya extra thin. And then there's one of these. This one's called Sprue Goo. It's basically, whoops. It's that same stuff, except for it has a bunch of cut up sprue, like this stuff. A bunch of this plastic cut up in it. And it basically makes it real thick. It's Tamiya extra thick. And these things are about $6. So for $6, being able to toss in a bunch of that stuff and just watch it melt is kind of satisfying anyway. So it's sort of a win-win scenario with that, for me at least. Alright, so what do we got? We got 51, 52. We're looking for 30. Number 30. Lucky number. There he is. These pieces are humongous compared to... Look on this thing. These pieces are like half of whole models. Like, that's what's crazy. Like these like a regular guy comes like in a thing like this big, basically. This each one of these pieces being like that's crazy. I want to get this built because I want to get this built before I start on the Hive Storm box, because the Hive Storm box has a lot of terrain in it, which I'm looking forward to using. What are we looking at? 30. Where's my snips? I don't like whenever it doesn't like these aren't like when it cuts, it's not like popping. Like, what the frick? These are good cutters. Whoop. Yeah, it's getting more solid as we go. Let's see. I thought I had. A way to play music on here. Do. Sorry about that. Alright, so. Sorry, I'm just taking my time doing this. So 30. I think this part I can glue in. Let's get this thing prepped. How's everybody's Sunday night going? Not sure how much longer I'll be on tonight, but I'm going to try to start sticking to a schedule. But it won't, some of it will definitely be video games. I won't be doing this every day. Come on. Okay, so we got that. Let's just clean off a few of these pieces and then we'll double check if we can build or not. 31. That's this guy. 31 looks crazy. Ooh. This is one you gotta cut like in a special way, because if not, you could accidentally trim off more than you want. Oh, I got that perfect. Perfect. Oh, I hate when they put one on a curve. Why do you do that? What's wrong with you people? You people. Where's my phone blown up? Oh, I forgot the Steelers are playing. Put that on. Yeah, we're near Pittsburgh. That's where we're at. Yeah, like, see this thing? I don't want to sand it weird and get it. I don't want to get rid of that point. That's pretty good. Other pieces. Okay. That one. That. What else? There we go. $28. There's 20. 28 and 27. These two gentlemen right here. Do I not want to glue this together? Hold on. Hang tight. Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh. Okay, so I think we're going to build the seat, but not put it together. I'm glad I looked at that. So basically, does he have this piece? Sorry, I keep going off camera. Basically, I have this little piece that goes in here, where this the seat's gonna excuse me, where the seat's gonna sit. So basically, this is the seat. This thing's gonna get glued together once I clean it up, and that becomes the seat, which sits down in this when he finally gets built. But we're not going to put that part in yet. I think, though, oh, you know what? He didn't put this piece on. In the video I'm watching, he never put that part on yet either. But I wonder if it's just because it's just there and he did it later. I don't see it on the piece right now on the site. Maybe it is? No, I don't think so. Let's see. This one. Yeah, sorry if you keep hearing my work computer dinging. Sounds like somebody's closing tickets. It's probably my chat. You can I get notifications from Jira when people close. Our developers close tickets. That thing's sharp. That's some delicate stuff right there. That's also cool that they don't go together, so no matter how tight they are, it's not a big deal. Mold line. What mold lines around these balls? That's annoying. Orbs, I guess, is what they are. Okay. I need to lower my seat down a little bit. Sorry, it's nice and quiet. I don't have my audio set up right for me to put music on. But feel free to put on some music for yourself. More mold lines. Yeah, razor blade just gets rid of them, right? Whoop. Mold line. Oh, mold lines come out of everywhere. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so we're going to glue these two together, but we are not. Ready for some glue. Ready for some glue. Sorry again, I'm not talking. Just making sure no gaps or minimal gaps. This thing's gonna be crazy looking. It's like a freaking puzzle. Oh, that's pretty solid. That's solid. This whole thing's pretty solid. No gaps. That's what I like to see. Let's see. Okay, so that's good. Did he just glue that? I think so. I don't want to lose this piece. I'm guessing. Am I able to put this in after? Alright, so I can definitely glue this part in here. So that's what we're going to do, because I don't want to lose anything. So we got a seat. We'll set that up here. We got this guy. We got this set that right there. Okay. We're skipping the driver. Right. Looks like it. Yeah, sorry, I'm just taking my time. What is this piece here? Alright, so let's cut off this dude. Alright, I'm gonna make another cup of coffee. And what time is it? 9:39. Yeah, I'm probably gonna stop streaming for the night. Hopefully anybody who's watching, or hopefully I'm just gonna keep. I might plug away and clean up some of these pieces off stream, and then save some for gluing. And I'm definitely gonna stream the magnetizing because I figure I'll record and stream that at the same time. But you guys, anybody still out there? Just you guys have a good rest of your night. And here, let me check this out. See if there's a. There we go. Don't worry about that. Those dates or Tuesday through Thursday. I think I want to start doing that. I don't know if that's going to be happening quite yet because I have something to go on Tuesday this week. But feel free to follow, and there'll be more from my son and myself playing some games with this stuff, and we'll yeah, see if we can get this thing magnetized together. All right, talk to you everybody later. Have a good one. Bye.